Hello! Welcome to the Brand Juice. Today I will be discussing some of my favorite 2024 marketing moments. Some might be pretty obvious because they were everywhere, but others I wanted to include because they really left an impression on me. And that's what I consider to be really good marketing. Something that just sticks with you and you just can't get it out of your head. So let's start. Definitely my favorite moment of 2024, miumiu Summer Reads. Last year, miumiu did a pop-up during the summer called Summer Reads in cities like Paris, London, New York, and Tokyo. People were given 2 out of 3 chosen books and ice cream. All the texts were feminist literature. I really like this example because we're seeing now how brands are just trying new ways to connect with consumers. Just to give some cultural context of what we're seeing nowadays, in recent years, there has been a growing interest in reading, particularly led by Gen Z. In fact, Gen Z reads more books than any other generation. This in part is fueled by book talk. As a consequence, we have seen the rise of print media. Gen Z just loves to post pictures of what they're reading, particularly physical books, and include them in their Instagram stories and dumps and blogs. This is a way of expressing themselves, their interests, what they like, and convey a certain aesthetic or image. Also, we're seeing now this rising trend of reading. Celebrities are now launching their book clubs, photographs of famous people walking around with their books. There was even an article that I found titled The Ultimate Celebrity Pop Walk Reading List, which I thought was really funny. Also, I found an article published by Book Business of how brands are leaning into the literary world, which I thought was really interesting, which talked about how luxury brands want to relate to characteristics associated with literature, such as delayed gratification and quality. This really begs the question, is the act of reading now considered a luxury, the privilege of slowing down? Is that why brands are trying to associate with literature and not just because of the current rise of reading? Is it even that deep? Or they are just trying to follow a trend? I really don't know, but in the case of miumiu, this just makes sense. This pop-up was the perfect way for miumiu to connect with their audience and generate buzz by tapping into trends. This activation just aligns with the aesthetic of the brand, which is all about the cool and chic librarian girl. Honestly, it is no wonder that Prada Group has been absolutely killing it recently, with net revenues up by 18% compared to last year, and all of these powered by miumiu. It was reported that in Q3 of 2024, miumiu's revenue more than doubled, rising by 105%. And all of this in the midst of a downturn in the luxury market, which is quite impressive. So in my opinion, this has happened because Prada and miumiu have been really connecting with consumers. This is just a lesson for other brands to follow. I think we will be seeing in the future more of this intersection of literature and fashion. This is here to stay. Another activation that I really loved was the Prada Flower Market, also by the Prada Group. These past few years have been really big on flowers too. Last year, Prada did a pop-up to promote its perfume Paradox Spiritual Flower. The Prada Flower Market has been touring all around the world. People were gifted flowers wrapped in Prada paper and samples of the perfume. This hasn't been the only instance where Prada has used flowers for brand activations. In 2019, as part of the 2020 Resort Collection, you could go to different locations to compose a flower bouquet, and in 2023, as part of their fall campaign, In Conversation with a Flower, where the brand gifted seeds of marigold, daisy, and sunflower, packaged in cans with the Prada logo. This is probably my favorite campaign ever. I thought it was really creative, a different way of gifting flowers, something that really stays with you. Another marketing moment that we saw last year was the rise of the $20 smoothie, and all of this thanks to Erewhon. So a big major theme I saw this year was definitely the luxurification of food, if that is even a word. But we're seeing more and more this trend, and I personally think Erewhon is a huge contributor. It has even sparked some competitors already, like Happier Grocery, which is like the Erewhon of New York City, plus other luxury grocery stores, if we can even call them like that. Also, last year we saw how even fashion brands are using now food to promote their products. I will get into the intersection of food and fashion next, but let's first discuss the rise of Erewhon and particularly the rise of the $20 smoothie. So, last year we saw a lot of collaborations. Some of the most popular collaborations we saw last year was the Sabrina Carpenter Short and Sweet Smoothie, Emma Chamberlain Matcha Swirl in collaboration obviously with Chamberlain Coffee, and Kendall Jenner Peaches and Cream Smoothie. I will get into the intersection of food and fashion next, but let's first discuss the rise of Erewhon and particularly the rise of the $20 smoothie. I was reading an article that detailed the rise of this smoothie, all thanks to the Hailey Strawberry Glazed Skin Smoothie, which launched in 2022, which led to more and more collabs. So this has definitely been going on for a while. These smoothies have become viral sensations just for the price, in my opinion. The Erewhon smoothie, or the smoothie in general, is seen now as a commodity, rather than just what it is, which is food. It is seen now as an accessory, and this connects with little treat culture, people sharing photos of their smoothies on social media. This also has to do with our current culture and context. You prefer to splurge on these small luxury items. People are preferring the daily luxury, which obviously is associated with the lipstick effect. A recession indicator? I think that in this case, the pricing is used as a marketing tool. This tactic definitely works, as it is intriguing to buy a $20 smoothie just out of pure curiosity. You wonder if there is something that justifies the price or if it tastes a certain way. That's why all the taste reviews and hauls we see on social media. When people travel to LA, one of the first things they always do on their blogs is going to Erewhon and trying out their smoothies. This has resulted in people ordering various smoothies and doing taste tests and reviews on TikTok. More recently, I have noticed the same thing with a $19 strawberry, which has been trending for a while. We have to talk about the Nara Smith and Marc Jacobs collab.
I've been craving a delicious red Marc Jacobs tote bag since I woke up, so instead of going to the store to buy one.
This was the epitome of the intersection of food and fashion, which was something, as I said earlier, that constantly repeated last year. This was a collab that just makes sense. This is my favorite type of marketing, and I think people can relate to this, when brands just choose the right influencers to promote their products. There was a lot of controversy regarding this campaign, which I think that fueled it even more. Allegedly, this was plagiarized from a small creator, but I won't get into that. What I would like to point out is analyze the strategy behind it. She's always wearing runway looks in her videos, so this was definitely a very seamless integration. Partnering with a creator that is aligned is really important for a brand. And when the creator is aligned, this type of content goes viral. This video alone generated 70 million views and 2.5 million likes. Going along with this intersection of food and fashion, I also noticed last year that a lot of these luxury brands are opening cafes or at least trying to incorporate these kind of experiences into their stores. For example, a cafe inside the Aritzia store and miumiu gifting matcha in their stores. No wonder LVMH is now buying restaurants. Rhode is another brand that has been heavily partaken in this trend by releasing products inspired by food. Another huge marketing moment of 2024 was definitely Jacob Elordi as brand ambassador for Bottega. Just as Nara, this is something that makes sense. But why? Jacob Elordi is a huge fan of handbags. In every outing, he's seen with a different type of bag. Bottega features this paparazzi style impromptu kind of marketing, so that's why I think this is a great fit. That's what I was talking about earlier. When brands choose the right ambassadors to promote their products, this type of content feels really authentic and organic. Since 2021, Bottega has had a resurgence rebirth thanks to its leather goods, specifically handbags. In 2024, leather goods made up 79% of Bottega's global revenue. Just the move of brands like Bottega and Rhode deciding an antisocial marketing strategy is a marketing strategy, in my opinion. And I would really like to explore more on this topic, as I think more brands will be relying on this strategy in the future. We're sort of reaching this social media fatigue. So if this is something you would like to see, please let me know in the comments. And last but not least, definitely not least, we have to talk about Rhode. Rhode gave us so many good moments last year. starting out with the lip case. So this was around February of last year. I have mentioned this before, but I love the way they chose to tease the release of their product. Instead of relying on a more traditional, conventional ad on the Super Bowl, Hailey was seen applying her peptide lip treatment and then placing it on the phone case. This was really creative in my opinion and brought a lot of media attention because of the magnitude of the event. Obviously, when you're Hailey Bieber, you can post a photo and it can reach millions of people, but this was on a whole new level. The product also itself works as a marketing tool as people take selfies and post them, and obviously you see these photos and want to get a Rhode lip case. Another thing I noticed that Rhode is doing really good are its brand ambassadors. So I think Rhode is using its brand ambassadors very strategically. As we know, the brand heavily relies on Hailey's persona, but it is trying to step away from her image by relying on other public figures. So this move is very smart and strategic in my opinion and gives longevity to the brand, as you can associate it not just with Hailey. It protects the brand, it may face less backlash when Hailey is facing scandals, which brands by celebrities, I think this is just something that happens. This is something cyclical. Sooner or later, celebrities face scandals, so the best thing they can do is honestly stepping a little bit from their brands. So Claudia Schiffer for the Berry Buttercream was genius. The brand tapped into body care with this new product, and at the same time, by releasing a new category, this was the perfect opportunity to diverge from their current audience, which is Gen Z, and target a more mature audience. The brand has chosen other relevant figures like Alex Cansani for the release of the Pocket Blush and Alexandra Saint-Bleu for the fall lip case. So with these ambassadors, you can tell the brand is really involved and knows what's trending in today's culture. Also, Rhode has been relying more into physical, real-life experiences like pop-ups and its photo booth, which I think is great as all of this contributes to universe building, which is key in building a DTC company, a digital-first company. Also, as I said before, last year there was this huge trend of food. I have a video where I discuss this in particular, plus everything Rhode. So if this is something that might interest you, you can check it out. So I could talk about Rhode for hours and hours, but for me, it is like the modern day Glossier. So these were my favorite marketing moments of 2024. If you'd like me to make a part 2 on this video, please let me know in the comments. And obviously, if this is something that you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. It would mean so much to me. And I'm also currently working on a Jacobs video, which is one of my favorite brands ever. So stay tuned and yeah, see you next time. Thanks for watching.